guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and I want to talk today. Basically, I'm going to do kind of a retro review along with movie review. Now, there was a lot of huge differences when it came to Hush from, well, I don't know the exact year, early 2000s, to the movie that we just got. So, obviously, this video is going to include spoilers for both. But this is such an iconic storyline to me. It really is one of those stories that were just done to perfection. Every single thing about it, whether it was Jeff Loeb's writing or it was Jim Lee's art, every single thing about it was perfect. And it's something we don't see more recently in comics, because this was quite a few issues. I think it was like 24. I'll have to look before I edit. But, and, you know, the artist was the same throughout. We don't see that a lot. The writer was the same throughout. So, to me, that's something that's special to the storyline. And there's a lot of really great characters. Like, there's a lot of things I'm going to show you that I love. And then throughout, I'm going to mix in the review of the movie with the book, simply because, you know, you can't really separate them. And there's going to be some things that I hated about the movie. But overall, it was a good movie. It's actually one of my favorite in the DCAU. So let's take a look at Hush. And I am going to do this through Comixology simply because of editing would take forever. But we've got all this. Now, this is obviously just a foreword by Alfred. But this is a wrong one. There we go. This is probably my favorite part of the entire book. Well, no, not really, but I love Alfred. I've always been open that he's one of my favorite, like, father figures. He's such a good character. That's why City of Bane was so misfortune. And we're going to talk about Tom King a little bit, probably throughout this. But this part, I absolutely have always loved. Just, you know, what does Batman lack? Because he's got money. He's got everything a man could possibly want. What does he lack? He lacks love. And I love that. So, one thing I will definitely say, and we're going to get right into this, that I missed from the book to, or from the movie to the book, is the inner monologue. Now, stuff like this, obviously this was in the movie. Now, it was Bane instead of Killer Croc, but what I miss is stuff like, you know, knowing what he's thinking, knowing exactly what's going on, you know, the 8 seconds till this, 10 seconds till this. In the movie, we missed out on that inner dialogue, and a lot of it is a shame because it takes a lot away from the story, you know, talking about fear or talking about what's going on. I love this little boy. I actually think they did a better job with this little boy in the movie, just because in the, you know, he's great in this too, but in the movie, you know, they're going out and the little boy's about to go out and he's got Bane tied up and he just kicks him one time. Like, that's such a little kid thing to do, and it was so cute. But like I said, it was Bane and not Killer Croc, and I don't see, unless it has something to do with the DCAU continuity that I don't realize, because I'm more a comics person than I am a movie person. Now, I've seen most of the animated stuff, but, you know, I don't know if maybe he hasn't been introduced, or I do know that's the issue with Huntress, which we're going to get right into. But, you know, I don't see what the need to change that was. I really don't. Maybe timing. I don't know. So we do see this is the same in both. Catwoman stealing the money that had the ransom, the little boy that was being put up for ransom. And I'm obviously flying through this because there's a lot. But, Catwoman's under Poison Ivy's control. Now, there is this could have been from top 10 for me to top 5, and it's the Catwoman storyline that bugs me the most. I love Ivy, though. She looks so beautiful. She's always been one of my favorite, and this is such a, like, iconic picture to me. One of my favorites from long ago. The only thing about the graphic novel is it does go in between each book. So, I absolutely love it. Now, this is where he falls and he gets the initial injury. And this is where we're going to start to see the main differences between the book and the comic. Now, in the actual, this happens in both. But he has already had his introduction to Tommy Elliott in the actual movie. You know, he had like a gala and they were all there, and that's why Tommy was there. This was a much better, in the book, again, a much better introduction to Tommy Elliot. Now, another huge difference. Huntress was a big figure, and not big, she was a side character, obviously. But, oh, here we go. I'm just trying to zoom in here, and I'm used to just doing this for myself. So she was a big, to do in this. She had a decent part, but in the movie, they completely cut her out, which I understand she hasn't been introduced as far as, she looks absolutely stunning, as far as the DCAU goes, but I don't see, why couldn't they have just introduced her? Why couldn't they have given her her part? This part here, where we'll get some booty here, where she is saving Batman, was taken over by Batgirl. Now, that was dumb, because not only when you erase Huntress, fine, but when you erase her with Batgirl, that's dumb, because as we are going to come to see, you are then going to erase Oracle, who was another big key figure in this. Now, obviously here we are getting Ivy. She's got her money from Catwoman. And this was how, this to me, when, let's see if I can get where he is using Morse code to talk about Tommy Elliot. He's trying to get Alfred's attention because, he is so messed up. Where he is talking about trying to get a hold of Thomas Elliot was such a good Batman introduction to a character than just having him at a gala. Obviously, it's way more creative. Now, we do get to see that, Tommy first in as a surgeon. He loves Tommy for so many reasons, and this is where another place that the movie falls flat. One of my favorite parts of this was obviously the inner monologue. I said that earlier. But another fantastic part about this graphic novel was the way Jim Lee did the flashbacks. And the way he does the palette for the flashbacks. The way he shows the interaction between both Tommy. It just is beautiful. This is just absolutely beautiful. Everything about it is beautiful. Everything he did in this book was stunning, whether it's, Thomas and Martha here, or the way the boys are interacting. He's showing those flashbacks, and the movie completely missed the plot on that. So I think that was really unfortunate. They should have, the movie's only like an hour and 20 minutes long. What would have been the harm in putting in an extra half an hour, having an extended movie and doing something along the part? But even so, I digress, because it's not that important, but it was just one of those parts to me that I absolutely loved. Now here again, we're getting Croc breaking out, and in the movie it's Bane, and they actually introduce Amanda Waller at this point. Okay, so here's Amanda Waller, right? I'll try to find, before I edit, a picture of Amanda Waller in the DCAU. Like, Amanda Waller to me has always been the Wall. Like, she's been a big bitch. She's not in the movie, but yeah, okay. Again, I digress. So, I've got it on guided view. Okay, so we've got Tommy, and, he calls him Alfie. That's just kind of been, is always his thing. And they're going back over the night that Thomas Elliot, his parents, died. Now, this is and will be eventually important. Right now, it's just flashbacks. We don't know anything about this. So, he gets out and he goes to Catwoman. And this is kind of where we get the introduction of their relationship, I believe. I swear. Yes, I'm not wrong. I love it. I love them so much. Now, I have said in other reviews that I've done long ago, this is such a good picture. Jim Lee needs to get back to work. Anyways, I've said in other videos that I think this is where Tommy is just basically stalking Bruce Wayne, and you're like, why? Why is he everywhere he's at? So I've said in other videos that I think Selina and Batman are not good together. You know what? I think I've changed my mind, because that's the whole, we'll get to it. Anyways, this is their first time. They actually seen Green Lantern fighting Icicle, and that's, their infatuation with superheroes, and they're kind of sneaking around, and they get in trouble for that. And then we've got, you know, they're in Metropolis right now. They're going to go see Lois, and this is going to end up being a big plot point, but I got to get there first. I'm slow with these videos. But, basically it comes down to Ivy has kryptonite lipstick, and, Catwoman is pissed that, you know, she was able to control her, and the fact that she did control her after being friends for so long. Well, you're not going to zoom in. I'm going to make you. I love this. I love them two together like that, because it's not really them two together, but it's like, it's just such beauty. Like, there's something about good art that really brings you into a story. I love this panel. One of my favorite panels in this book. Them together is such a weird couple, but the fact that she's able to control him with kryptonite lipstick is fantastic. It's a good thing. Now, I do like here, and I'm probably not gonna be able to find it. Batman basically admits that Superman is holding back. He is using, you know, his Playboy Boy Scout type stuff. Wait, I said Playboy Boy Scout. I meant Boy Scout, and I always called Batman Playboy Billy. Yeah, okay. He's holding back. Because, you know, if not, they would be dead. Even though he does have the kryptonite ring, it basically just dulls his senses. It doesn't actually do a whole lot to, you know, keep him from killing him. And then they use Lois to get back at him. And I love the interaction. Like, it's such an odd couple, whether you're Superman and Lois to Catwoman and Batman. They're night and day to each other. You know, like, they really, really are. They are exactly opposite. There is one part I really love. Okay, so we're going to have to get ahead here. I may have missed it. Oh my God. No, it's when he hits Ivy. It's when Selena hits Ivy, so it must be coming up. Now, this is when they're at the gala. Or they're on a date. Basically what Selena's been doing as Selena, she's been dating Bruce, but as Catwoman, she's been dating Batman. And they do a better job explaining that in the movie. I will give that to them. It's simply because, you know, they go through this whole, like, mystery man. May the best mystery man win. And we get Harley here. And I love this, because this is Harley to me. This is Harley. Like, so much of what we've seen lately, whether it's Sam Humphries, beautiful. Like, absolutely stunning. Even some Jimmy Palmiotti has been not Harley. That is Harley to me. So she wants to steal Tommy's mother's pennant there. And you know, they just have this big fight. It's really good, but I don't want to make this entirely too long. Like, I'm so sorry. This is probably going to be the worst video ever. This is the important part, and this is the part I want to talk about. Joker is innocent. That's important to know. You know, obviously, spoilers, that's not really Tommy Elliott. But the fact that we see, this is where the flashbacks are so good. This is the most intense part of this entire graphic novel. Simply because you are seeing him almost, he's reached the point where he's willing to kill. And we are seeing him go back through, you know, the different deaths, the different devastation that Joker has done. Whether it's Oracle, whether it is Jason Todd. Here's the Oracle part. You know, it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Gordon's wife. We're seeing the flashback to old storylines of all the terrible things Joker has done. And this is where the flashbacks are so important, simply because, in right here, like, this isn't a flashback. He's afraid of what he could do to Selena. So all of it is so important to this part where he almost kills Joker. He almost breaks his code. And this right here, like, just that alone is beautiful. I love the art in that. I actually think I have that as my background right now on my phone. But you're kind of getting this introduction, which is actually, when I reread this, it confused me. Because he's got, you know, obviously he's got the coin there. But it's because we're seeing kind of two people wear the same code. It's okay. So Tommy's dead, right? Right? Totally dead, right? It wasn't Clayface or anything, right? Yeah. We're going to get, you know, just some basic dialogue. I want to get through here a little bit more so I don't take too long. And the fact that they try to play off Riddler like he's nothing is the best part. Because when I reread this, I totally forgot the Riddler storyline. It had been 15 years since I read it. not realizing, what's going to happen at the end. Joker's basically just a C-lister here. He's just there. So Harvey Dent gets Joker out, and that's Harvey there. That's not Tommy Elliott. So, he basically gets him out because he's innocent, and he wants to obviously further the plot. But, he has to see, now this part I found a little unneeded almost, and they didn't include this in the movie, but it was really weird because they did show you Lady Shiva in the movie, but they did not show you Talia or Roz, or there was no need for Lady Shiva to be in the movie at all. Like, I get they're able to put in more when it comes to this. So this is actually Harvey Dent here talking to him, but I get there's no need for it, but he basically is using, maybe I'm missing something, but the fact that this was kind of, this was kind of unneeded, when it came to the movie at all. I'm not exactly sure why they included it. Now, Lady Shiva, yeah, that's Lady Shiva. She looks fucking fantastic. Like, and her and Talia, two of my favorite characters for a really long time. Talia definitely trumps Lady Shiva. Talia is fucking great. Read the storyline with it was in the late 80s. I'll put it in. It was when Talia basically kidnaps him, and Roz is trying to see if he's willing, to be a suitor for Talia. So fucking fantastic. Anyways, we're going to go back through these, flashbacks, and this is the first time that basically Catwoman has been in, he's starting to trust her. She's in the Batcave. I couldn't think of the name. And now here's another huge difference. This is Tim, which makes sense for the time, 2001, 2002. I love it that they're not getting along. And I love this Batman. This is why I said I was going to bring up Tom King. He's just like, enough. Like, he's not going to put up with Selina's shit. I got to get off guided view. He just kind of puts her in her place. Whereas, Tom King's Batman would just be like, what, honey? What'd you say? Yeah. So in the movie, it is Tim. And the fact that it's Tim makes more sense for the DCAU. Or, I'm sorry, it's Damian. But you also get Titus too, so that's kind of cool. It does make more sense, obviously. But, it makes more sense for the DCAU. They've got, Teen Titans and stuff like that they've got to keep hold of. And this was completely erased from the movie. Now, we are going to get into the beginning of the end. And one thing that really disappointed me was this. When it came to the movie. Two things, actually. The fact that Scarecrow didn't sing the song that gave Hush his name was really dumb. Like, that to me was one of the most, interesting parts of this. The reason why he got it is because Hush, obviously, was a child that could not be... the song, Hush Little Baby, is about a child that, is entitled. They can never be satisfied. So, Hush, obviously, is the same type of character, and we're going to learn why, but they should have included that. Now, another big part they should have included was the Jason Todd fake out, and I get why they didn't, but this, to me, was always one of my favorite parts, simply because I'm like, oh my god, like, Jason Todd's always been one of my characters. He's drawn so good. He looks so good. Anyways, enough eye candy. He should have been included. I think this was such a game changer to how they did this ending here that to not include it was kind of a disservice, but we're going to talk about endings here in a minute because this is completely, obviously he figures it out because he calls him Batman instead of Bruce, and he's more agile like Nightwing instead of, whereas, Jason just didn't add up to Dick. Literally Dick. I wasn't being mean. Literally Dick Grayson. Anyway, so he figures out that it is Clayface, in which, basically let everybody else figure out that Tommy Elliott was Clayface. And here's where Oracle, this is another thing they miss in the movie, figures out this weird stuff. Another thing they should have put in the movie, but they didn't. What's it, Harold? They missed out on a lot of really good opportunity. Harold was such a sad storyline that to not put him in, again, another disservice. Maybe this was only 6 issues, 12 issues, not 24. I don't remember. So we're going to get through Harold here, and his storyline is fantastic. Just the fact that he's able to be persuaded and Batman forgives him so easily. I love it. So we're going to get the beginning of the end here, right? And I'm going to talk about the end of this, and then I'll talk about the end of the movie. Obviously, by this point that Hush is Tommy Elliot. And the fact that he is mad is not because Thomas could not save his mother. It was the fact that it was the fact that Thomas saved his mother, Wayne saved his mother, not Tommy Elliot. So he's mad that his mother lived and he had to wait for her to die of cancer. He wanted her to die when he was young. He wanted to be an orphan. He wanted all that money. Sick, twisted individual. Again, hush little baby type things. Now, Two-Face does save him. Again, none of this, not a single little bit of this, is in the movie, and it's such a good ending. Now, everything, I love this picture. Everything has been done under Riddler. He figured it out by Arthur Wynn, which is, who created the first crossword puzzle, who basically invented them. He figured out, what it comes down to is Riddler was sick of being a C-lister. Like I said in the beginning, he's sick of it. And he basically, this is what pisses me off. Okay, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. He's sick of being a C-lister, and he wanted to bring Batman to his knees, and essentially he did, using Tommy, using everybody else. Now, that changes. Okay, I'm gonna finish this out, and then I'll talk about the movie. This pissed me off. All she did, you fucking psycho, where is it at, is he kept talking, and she said, hush. And you go berserk. Yeah, I get it. You're Batman. I get it. It might have freaked you out because you have trust issues, but you just lost the best thing. Let me take it off guided view. So dumb. Like, I remember reading that the first time. I just fucking threw my book. Like, I'm done. So, let's talk about the movie. It ends completely different. Riddler is still behind everything, but the entire time Riddler has been Hush. So, you lose Tommy Elliot. Tommy Elliot in the movie really does die. And, I think that's a shame because Hush, as a character, goes beyond just this graphic novel. He is, the identity thief. He's in Arkham. He's in a lot of different things. So to completely say he's dead now in the DCAU is dumb. Now, the Riddler storyline with cancer is in both of these. But, he uses the Lazarus pit. He goes through, he gets to be a genius and strong. And in the movie, he's the one that fights and tries to kill Catwoman. And they still do end up breaking up for different storylines. Now, in the movie, I say it's Selina's fault. In this, I say it's Batman's fault. Simply because in the movie, Selina is unwilling to wait for him to say, I love you. And I get having trust issues. Now, in the book, it's simply because she said hush because he wouldn't shut the fuck up. And that's dumb to me, but it is a Batman thing to me. So, honestly, the graphic novel is a 10 out of 10. The movie's like an 8 out of 10 simply because, well, I would say 7 out of 10. What they missed out on was, the biggest things to me was the inner monologue, the flashbacks, and the Jason Todd fake out. Those things to me were most important to see transferred over, and most iconic to the storyline, obviously besides Tommy being Hush. And they missed out really unfortunately on that. Now, it's still top, no, it's not. There's definitely better. Death of Superman, Flashpoint. There's a lot of better DCAU, Justice League versus Teen Titans, Judas Contract. There's so many. But the original graphic novel, fantastic. So, first retro review in a really long time. I bet this is really long. I apologize. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. I so should have done this as a stream. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.